Hello, my name is Joey, and today I will be discussing Dr. Gibbens as my biology role model. Dr. Gibbens was born and raised in Minnesota. He had always enjoyed science from a young age. He grew up in a family of engineers, so he had his future career mapped out to be an engineer as well, until he read the book Genome by Matt Ridley. It was so impactful, he changed his major to bio. He graduated from the University of Minnesota with a BS in genetics, cell biology and development, and a PhD in molecular, cellular, developmental biology and genetics. One obstacle he faced was finding out that he did not enjoy research during his graduate years, leading him to rethink certain career paths. His journey to becoming a professor was also filled with obstacles as well, starting with his advisor thinking that teaching was a waste of time to finding teaching jobs that were worthwhile. He faced all these challenges with the strong mindset that has led him to continue teaching today. In his free time, he enjoys collecting things, traveling, and trying new challenges. Currently, he is a part of the Biology Teaching and Learning Department, which researches efficient, evidence-based teaching and learning methods for bio students. His focus on pedagogy aids him in combining both his passion of teaching and research into one world. A recent paper published in 2019 by Dr. Gibbens was Measuring Students' Motivation in an Introductory Biology Class. The main questions he focused on answering was, what are the motivation levels of biology students in an introductory biology class, and how does it change over time? And what motivational instruments should instructors and researchers use to measure motivation? The experiment was done using a survey created from two main motivational measurement tests, the Intrinsic Motivation Inventory, IMI, and the Motivation Strategies for Learning Questionnaire, MSLQ. There were a total of 8 subscales the students were asked on, 4 from IMI and 4 from MSLQ. These surveys were put out as extra credit points for those that took it anonymously, once for the first few weeks of class and once in the last few weeks of class. Only the surveys where the students answered the control question correctly and completely finished both parts of the surveys were used for data analysis. The results would then be linked to their final grade percentage used as a metric for the overall course performance to see if there was any correlation. Figure 1 showcases a visual comparison of the results of each subscale in the pre- and post surveys. The asterisk represents statistical significance, which was done using a paired t-test. There's a decline in 7 out of the 8 subscales from the pre to the post survey, indicating that students' motivational levels have decreased over the course of the semester. Figure 2 used a ordinary least squares regression, also known as a OLS regression, to see which subscales would be the best predictors for course outcome. Interest, enjoyment, and pressure tension in IMI decreased. Value usefulness IMI score decreased as students did better in class. Figure 2 also showcased that value usefulness and pressure tension in IMI and test anxiety in MSLQ were able to predict the student's outcome in the class. Dr. Gibbons' research showed that there was a decline in motivational levels of students in Intro to Biology classes. He also showed the MSLQ's and IMI's ability to predict course outcomes. This could be very helpful for other researchers or instructors that are looking to test motivational levels of their students. For future studies, Dr. Gibbons talked about looking at motivation in relation to students' course loads. I thought it would be interesting to study how the team students are assigned to affect the students' course performance. Another topic Dr. Gibbons was interested at looking into was biology students' mental health concerns. He will also be continuing to teach as a professor at UMN. As a student currently in Professor Gibbons' course, I admire his enthusiastic personality when it comes to teaching. I can really feel his passion for bio and teaching. I too want to be able to embody this energy in my future careers one day. I also admire his strong will and perseverance to becoming a professor. It reminds me to keep going even when all the odds are stacked against me. Lastly, I admire how he found a career that worked for him by combining his passion and love for teaching and continuing to do research. It reminds me that there will always be a possibility out there for you. And here are my references. Thank you so much.